my loves, thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you're all feeling well right now. I am definitely getting on the rebound from the illness that has been going around our house. There's been a stomach flu. There's been a little bit of a cold. I feel like we've had everything lately. And sometimes when I'm thinking about video ideas and what I want to bring to you, or at least the timing in which I want to do it, I try to keep in mind what I'm feeling most passionate about in the moment, because I always feel like that's where the most genuine and authentic delivery comes from, you know what I'm saying? And that's definitely something I want to keep in mind into the new year as well. And so right now, whether I like it or not, what's really relevant to me is cold and flu. And I found myself in this situation after, throwing up and being sick and just feeling down about it, and the difference it can make if you can take a little time just to get yourself together. Granted, I realize there are people with serious situations out there where the last thing you should be thinking of is doing anything makeup-wise. And if the thing that would make you feel best is soaking up couch time and watching your shows, like, by all means. But when it's time to get back to life as usual and you want to do a little something, here's something you can do. And the key points of this look will be bringing the skin back to life, a really radiant look to the skin. The eyes won't be too major, but I do have a couple tips and tricks there where that's concerned. But it's all going to come together to make people think, oh man, you weren't just sick. Did you just come back from vacation? Like, dang, you look good. And that's why we want to start our new year looking good. And I think there's a look good, feel good connection. And I think even if you're feeling kind of at a meh, but you end up doing your makeup and you're looking kind of whoop, then it brings your feel good up just a little bit, whether you realize it or not. That's the end of my talk. First thing that I'm going to do, actually I've already put on a little extra moisturizer because I felt extra dry. So I popped on some of my Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched face base. That in one step just woke up my skin a little bit. But then something that I really like to reach for when I want radiance is my IT Cosmetics CC Plus Illumination version. And this really does have some glow and you're gonna see it on my skin. But I think in situations where you're like, oh, I look like I've got tired eyes or bloodshot eyes or my skin looks dull, when you amp up that glow, it changes things. So I wear this in medium and I do a full pump of it. One full pump tends to work. You're just gonna dab this around. And yes, I am gonna be sort of trying to put a focus on easy steps in this video, not too many products, because I realize you don't wanna spend too much time just sitting here doing this if you're not feeling your best. I'm gonna use a beauty blender today because I feel like that even enhances the radiance even more. But you can definitely use a brush. I've used a brush a ton with this product. And I just felt like over the past few days when I've thrown this on, I've been so happy with the finished look. And I felt like I was giving my skin an instant makeover. We all like instant gratification, right? That's kind of what this product is for your skin. So just bounce it in all over. If you're not familiar with this product, the IT Cosmetics CC creams definitely offer coverage in them. I mean, they are not like just your run-of-the-mill tinted moisturizer. It's foundation-like coverage, and they've got a variety of formulas. So if you don't want to look super glowy, maybe your skin's just always really oily, they do have a matte version. They've got just your standard version, and then this is the illumination, which is quite glowy, I feel. Radiant glowy skin, check. Next up, I want some concealer on the under eye area, but I also want to give myself added hydration. So I'm gonna reach for my Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. It is jam-packed with coverage, but it's an absolute drink of moisture as well. And I have this in 20N Light. And it doesn't take a lot. This is a very potent product. You'll see me doing just a couple of dots right here. And then I also like to do maybe a couple of dots out here too. And that'll kind of, I don't know, enhance the whole brightness of everything. I'm gonna give myself a little bit here on the sides of the nose, and what the heck, this little zit needs some help. And then I'm just gonna stick with my beauty blender right here and just dab that in. If you've been sick with the flu, I mean, dehydration is a big thing just internally with your body, but I think situations like that play themselves out in your skin as well. My skin has felt more dry lately. So just be thinking about any little way, any little product you have that might give back a bit more. And so this is one of those products for me, for the under eye for sure. And there is an awesome brush that comes with it that I often do use, but I'm kind of just really having fun with the Beauty Blender lately, frankly. If you're like, what's up with the Beauty Blender coming back in your life so much suddenly? I just, I go in phases. And with that step, I feel like I have made a world of difference there with the under eye area, brightening it up, evening it out, and now you start doing your makeup with a little more spring in your step because you're like, hey, I don't even look that tired. And I feel for those of you who have had stomach flu and maybe your tummy is still too sensitive to even like feel like you want to have coffee again or anything like that. I'm starting to have coffee again, so that's good. But that's another thing that can really mess with the routine, right? I'm gonna take a little bit of powder to set this. I'm not saying this is the essential step, like if you're really trying to minimize steps in your routine, you must always do this, but that Maracuja is a little tacky, so I'm taking a little bit of my Laura Mercier translucent loose powder, tap a little in the cap, and just dab some of that on the under eye. And I feel like that concealer just kind of grabs it and everything's mattified and smoothed and long wearing. That's another thing you really want with a look like this is some staying power. You don't want to really have to tend to it. At least that's something I really go for with a look like this. I do not want to have to worry about touch-ups all day long. Let's just do it once, right? And my skin is feeling like pretty smooth all over. Like I don't feel like I have a real tacky texture, so I don't think I need to go over everything else with more powder. What I do want to chat about with you guys for a second is a bronzer. It's a bronzer that honestly gave me the look like maybe I did just return from a tropical climate because my skin looked authentically tan. And it's from Doll 10 and it's the Golden Pearl Body Bronzer. And this is said to have a good amount of red infused in it, and therefore it doesn't make you look orangey, but it does give you more of a sun-kissed glow. It's got a barely there satin finish. Like, it's hard to distinguish this between matte and satin, and that's a really good place for a bronzer in my opinion. So I'm picking some of this up with my e.l.f. complexion brush. And I mean, this is a bronzer that's gonna make an impact. A little goes a long way, I feel. And I'm just gonna apply this around the hairline and enjoy the results. If you're sick, one of the biggest non-skip steps would be blush / bronzer. You know, if you're a skin tone that really, I don't know, responds to bronzer well or looks good in bronzer, but it can give an absolute look of life to the face. Like, look at my hairline now. This is the appearance my skin gets when I've gotten a little sun on it, and I love it. And yes, much more on this brand in the future because I feel like I've found so many hidden gems, even beyond just like that video I did on products from QVC where I had tried a handful of things from this line. Yeah, I've been doing my research. I've been trying more. Got more goodies. But I like to put this down the neck and chest as well, just for evenness, and then we are going to put a little bit of this right here too. Might as well sculpt the cheeks a little bit while you're at it and maybe dust a little right over the top. Make it look like your face has seen the outdoors slightly, even though you probably haven't if you've been sick. I just can't get over the perfect tone of this product though. It's so nice. Now, like I said, a step that I will absolutely not be skipping or skimping on in this kind of a look would be blush. In fact, I think it's one of the most important things you can do for your face. And I want to do actually a blush that's going to multitask on the eyes for us as well. CoverGirl Instant Cheekbones, my friends. My sophisticated sable here. We are going to start with the deepest shade right there on the end, and we're gonna focus that with a blush brush kind of on the outer part of the apple of the cheek, and we're gonna notice instant color. I love this blush so much because it's like, okay, what is that? What is that color exactly? It's not pink, not really peach, but it is kind of a look of warmth to the skin. Not like orangey warmth, that's not what I mean, but like heat almost. A flush, a gentle flush maybe is what I'm going for. Don't you love it when we find the words together here in these videos? But I love that shade. And then go into your middle one, and this is gonna carry a little glow as well. Look at that. So there, I mean, I think we've got a fair amount of glow just out of that blush, but we're gonna highlight too, because doggone it, I've committed to this looking healthy thing right now. Love that that's included in there. And I also just love, every time I use this, I think about the fact that this was a product that has been out long before the real like glowy highlight trend was a thing, and yet this manages to be so good. Nobody really talks about it. Except me. I try to talk about it like 5 times a day. But I love that. It's just awesome product. Awesome, awesome. You know what else can perk yourself up in a hurry? A little mist of a fragrance when you first sit down. I think that's a real mood lifter. So I'm gonna put on my Beautiful Belle from my friend David. Thank you, David. And then I'm gonna set my face with a spray that I love in a scent that feels very soothing to me, the Aloe Chamomile and Lavender from Mario Badescu. Love the sprayer, love the just amount of mist that I get out of 4 spritzes across the face. I will tell you this, I feel at a place with my look right now where if I just needed to stop here and call it a day, I could still be satisfied because I feel like my skin looks so good. And then I think about the things that my body was doing just like a couple days ago, and I'm like, yeah, my skin looks damn good. But what did we do? Not all that much, really. We took a CC cream, something that has some glow in it. Not saying you have to use these exact products, y'all. I'm just saying things to consider that help the look develop. Something with a little glow as your base. A good coverage concealer is probably not something I'd want to skip either. I set that with a little bit of powder, but not all over the face. Bronzer, a pretty big game changer for the look in my opinion. And then a blush, and if you can use a blush that combines a little glow step in it, you're using overall minimal products, and we're gonna use this for the eyes too. For me, as far as brows, like my brows aren't terrible as is. They could be okay, just kind of left alone if I want to, but I do like to even them out. If I want to do it in one step, Emily Award winner, baby, my Physicians Formula Brow Last. This is like a brow cream, a long wearing brow cream. And I mentioned how it's my preference with a look like this to not have to fuss with it throughout the day, to not put in this little bit of effort at the start of the day and then look at myself midday and feel like, well, you know, what was that all for? Because it's all fading away or something. I don't want that. So this definitely holds my brows in place. The color will last all day. What color do I use, by the way? This would be the dark brown option that I'm putting on, and it's an angled brush. It goes down into the cream. My best advice would be clean off that angled brush so you're not too over gooped. Try to not do that too much, but you can wipe it away. But it sticks. It wants to stick. And then frequently flip over to your spoolie side so you can keep it brushed through. That's what keeps it looking natural. When I open my mom's eyes to that point, because a lot of times if I get sent brow stuff in PR, I will give the blonde or whatever taupey lighter shade is in there to my mom so she can experiment with it too, because she's like forever in search of the perfect brow thing. And I think it is tough for blondes who have maybe like not a ton of brow there, and what you put on, it can't look too red, it can't look too dark, but yet you want it to show. Trust me, blondes, I've heard all the stories of what you're going through with brows. And anyway, I gave her a lighter shade of this, and she was just like putting it on. She thought, you know, she struggled a little bit with the application. I'm like, you know that brush under there, if you keep that in the game, keep it in the mix and start taking it through as it dries down, then you get like the perfect distribution of product. Pick up a little bit, like I'm just kind of going to what's in the opening there, and then it becomes a super easy thing to control. Like I'm so used to this stuff now. But I still use it kind of interchangeably with, you know, I like that CoverGirl Skinny Pencil a lot. I like my Dalton Archmaster. I like to play. Doing what I do, I don't like to get into too big of a product rut with anything. Oh, my glitter video will be coming, guys. I meant to mention that. My kind of like what I've learned from my 31 days of glitter, best products, best techniques. Not that I'm like a total pro or anything, but you spend 31 days really honing in on one facet of makeup, and I mean, I think it's practically guaranteed that you're going to learn something. So I have learned some things, and I thought I'd pass them along. Okay, so there's my nice, quick, evened out brow and the hold, so I'm not going in with a separate step there. Have I had something in my eye this whole time? Ugh. Some of you may use a concealer that you feel does good double duty as an eye primer, but for me, I'm gonna go for an eye primer, and I was saving this for us in this moment, guys, because I feel like this is gonna be my last use of this mini tube of Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion. I mean, what the heck? It has hung on so long, and I'm squeezing it where I'm like doing the toothpaste squeeze. All right. There we go. Squeezed out the last little bit. I think it'll be plenty, maybe even more than enough for both eyes. And we are going to enjoy a very light, natural, easy eye look carried out with the Sophisticated Sable CoverGirl blush. So many of you have picked this up. I have heard how great it's been, and I am so glad you like it. You know what song I have going through my head right now? From Beauty and the Beast with Real People, or oh, I forgot, we're like the only family who uses that phrase. The live action Beauty and the Beast, my kids call it Beauty and the Beast with Real People. Days in the sun. There was quite a bit of Disney happening while we were all camped out on the couch for a couple days. So the neat thing about using this kind of neutrally blush trio is that it's not too rosy. It's actually a really rosy toned look on the eyes. I wouldn't advise it if you're not feeling well, because when our eyes look a little pinky, they can sometimes look less awake and less vibrant. This being a little more neutral, it's going to be great for what we want to do. So I go into the deepest shade, and again, we've primed. And I'm just gonna set this up in my crease a little bit. This color maybe has a little dusty rose in it, but it's kind of a little bit of bronze too. And there's not a lot of shimmer in it, so it's just the perfect little thing to easily get right there in the crease. I love a good multitasker. Like, it's one of those things in life, those little things that brings me joy, is finding something that does good on the cheeks and the eyes. Love it. Then, grab a flat brush and grab your shade that has a little shimmer. And we want some light there on the lid, I think, in this situation. And just dab that right on. But overall, I feel eyeshadow is not a big priority with pulling this look off that we're trying to do today. I think we're trying to practically make over the skin and wake up the eyes, but we don't need to overly make up the eyes. Ooh, that was a fun little phrase. Maybe take a little bit of that same shade that you highlighted with on the lid and put it up under the brow. That's it. That's all I want to be doing there for my eyes. I want to most definitely put my Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlight in my lower inner rim, because this says, oh, redness? Were you coming to play today? I think not. Booyah. One of two directions you can go here, my friends. You could go ahead and line, and you could plan for some lashes, or you could not line and just do mascara. If you have been sick and then you need to go out and like live your best life, have your biggest moment in that meeting or that photo session or whatever dang thing you had planned that you need to look your absolute best for, I would say put on the lashes, because that is one of the things that will take your look to the next level. But if you just need to generally live life and would like a little boost, I would say skip the liner, just curl the lashes and put on a really good mascara. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna curl my lashes with my Tweezerman Pro Curl Lash Curler. Doesn't always get a shout out, but today it is. It's a hard worker for me. But It Cosmetics Superhero, this is a main thing I've been reaching for lately. And just look. I talk about speed so much with this mascara, like it's the benchmark mascara for speedy buildup, and I do not have fantastic lashes, my loves. I just don't. You know this, but look. I'll take that. I will take that any day of the week. Why does it matter to me that my mascara builds up quickly? Well, I'm one of those people, and if you don't have a ton of lashes on your lash line, you're one of these people too. If you have to rake through your lashes a lot, it does not make them look better. It makes things stick together and you lose the look. You know, you lose the impact of a big feathery fan of lashes. You know what I'm saying? So you need to be able to get through it quick and have everything stand out, because added time spent on mascara does not like equal a better look for me. For some people it might. Maybe you got a freaking forest going on there and you're like, yeah, I just brush through and then I notice even more lashes. Well, that's great. I need a mascara that can give it to me quick and really just give me the look of more. So that's what this does. Love, love, love it. Love the brush. I feel like I've got a lot of control. I think I may have slightly dabbed it on my lid over here, but I'll do something about that in a second. We all make mistakes. And you can see how I'm tilting my head back and looking down into my mirror. And what that's showing me in my mirror is the lash from the entire root to the tip. So think about that too. If you just are applying your mascara head on into a mirror, you're probably not seeing the root of your lashes. So here you have a lot of control. And liner is just one of those fussy steps that I think is skippable if you can find a great mascara that's gonna help things stand out. I'm gonna put a little dab of this, Dabaroo, right there on the lower lashes. For lips, I want color and I want shine and I want decent staying power too. So there's a great product that combines all that, I think. And it's the Creamy Lip Stains from the Balm. And I've got a couple of these in full sizes, and I think I had mentioned I want to try like all the shades in this line. Well, they do have a couple of lip gloss kits, and each one comes with 3 mini creamy lip stains and 3 plump your pucker glosses. And I got one of these kits for my sister for Christmas. I gave her a little bit more the plummy berry looking one. This one, the version 2, I think has maybe a little more softer color, but still a sort of vibrant one with this color called Namaste, and that's the color I'm gonna put on right now. So this is a mini creamy lip stain, but it's gonna give me color, it's gonna give me shine, it's gonna go on looking a lot like a lip gloss, and then with a little bit of wear, it's gonna sort of assume the texture of a lipstick. Like it won't feel quite so wet, if you know what I'm saying. This is a great color. I mean, this is exactly what I wanted it to do, is to be something that's gonna have some vibrancy and really liven up the face, but still kind of look like me. As far as a lot of lip colors I wear, like this is a very me type color. I don't look like I'm trying to do something way like ultra glamour off the wall. But especially if you're doing just a one-step lip, it takes the same amount of energy to do a nude as it does to do this kind of color. So just give yourself a little color. And I think it will reflect in the overall like look of your face. It'll give it a little more energy, a little more life. So yeah, this is a great product. It goes on so creamy, so seemingly gloss-like, and then it becomes very one with your lips, kind of creamy lipstick. Wears really well, but stays so comfortable. The bronzer is seriously playing with me though. I'm glancing at myself in my little monitor here thinking, maybe I did just take a vacation. Well, I kind of did, a Christmas vacation. We all know how relaxing it is to fly with 2 kids 4 and under. Little extra blush to end off this look. I just bounced between the 2 more blushy shades in here. It just feels like the right thing to do. And yeah, we're done. The skin looks healthy. It looks glowing. The lip adds a lot, I think. The eyes, just simply paying attention to a cleaned up brow, a little bit of lash, and detracting from any redness that might be there by going over the lid with a nice brightening shade and catering to our lower inner rim, and it makes a world of difference. I would also definitely advise a makeup headband because it amps up the experience. It's a mood lifter. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to know the things that you like to pull for when you're kind of relying on your makeup look to pull you out of the cold and flu look, you know? And you're trying to really bring yourself around. What things do you reach for? I gotta say, I've had a lot of compliments on my skin when I've been wearing this stuff. I think it actually photographs really well. The sheen on camera isn't so much artificial, but like a really good skin illusion, I think. So that's cool. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for your time today. If you're sick like I've been, or you got it going around in your house right now, I hope everybody feels better soon, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye, guys.